Hello everyone, Nick here, and I've got a really tough video that I've got to do today because it's revolving mental health. And not only is it revolving mental health, but I wanted to pretty much take any rumor that was said about Etika years ago and let it all come out because there's a lot of big problems with what people have said about me regarding Etika. So I didn't want to do a video right after he had passed because I felt like that would have been disrespectful, and already know I'm just counting on the video to hit like dislikes and such, but I do want people to hear me out and actually listen to what I have to say before they slam the dislikes. But I know it's going to happen anyway, but I do want to at least, again, get my voice being heard. First off, I want to go off in saying I did not want him to go the way he did. I wanted him to evolve. I wanted him to show that he took responsibility. And the way that he went out, unfortunately, showed that he wasn't capable of taking responsibility. He was capable of understanding what he did was wrong, but he didn't take it and really pave it forward, unfortunately. And I think that's really sad. I think he had the ability to do that. And it being October 10th, Mental Health Day, I think it's very important for everyone to take a day off for themselves and to just step away from something. Now, we do have to go through some elephants in the room, unfortunately. One big one is the adult entertainment that he posted on his channel. Now, I know people will always say, but he was mental and this and that, and he should just come back. Well, here's the thing about breaking TOS on YouTube. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter if you have a mental problem or if you don't have a mental problem. If you outright break the YouTube terms of service, they will shut you down no matter what. Even a very popular YouTuber probably would get shut down. I have no doubt about that. I think PewDiePie, they'd shut him down. They'd shut Markiplier. I don't think they would give necessarily special treatment if they had started doing that. Maybe they'd let them off with a warning and just remove the videos if because of their how big they are. But even still, like, you break terms of service, you sign that contract very well knowing what happened. And it doesn't matter if you're not mentally in the right place or if you are mentally in the right place. If you were under the influence or if you were not under the influence. And I did want to come out and say that because I see a lot of people thinking, oh, his channel should be back. I'm sorry, but his channel's never coming back. And, if you want to archive his content, that's fine. However, we have to get into the part 2, which is that live stream. Now, that live stream, everyone loves. They quote it all the time on my channel. They keep coming up over, they keep saying, switching for the switch, bar of black soap. I'm like, really? And then I have to go to the comment, I have to remove the comment, I have to go to their channel, I have to block, and then I have to remove from my notifications. So, let me ask you this, the people that leave those nasty comments. What are you gaining by being nasty to me? What are you gaining being nasty to anyone? Right? What are you gaining? Nothing. You gain nothing. In fact, I would argue you gain even less because you're putting out negative energy into the world, trying to trip someone over, trying to make someone angry or upset for your own personal gain or entertainment. And let's be honest here, doing that kind of stuff is kind of crappy. Like, trying to trip someone over so you can laugh, so you can get a shot in for you, so be like, oh, he's miserable, I'm so happy. Or to be happy, or to be miserable when I'm happy. That's kind of sad. I'm not saying you have to like people. You don't have to like me. I mean, case in point was like this year when I went to a convention, and this guy would nonstop start attacking me and start going after me in the convention. It's like, why don't you just enjoy the convention? That's what you're here for. You're not here to find me and being like, let me hound and pats this guy, let me go after him. Why? What do you gain from that? What are you gaining from attacking me? You're gaining nothing. Even if you wanted to be like, oh, you didn't like Etika, so I'm going to attack you. Okay, I didn't like what he did to me in that live stream. Doesn't mean that you have to go attack me. What do you gain from that? You gain nothing for doing that. And I think it's kind of funny because actually if you looked at that stream, they did say that they didn't want anyone to attack me. I think the problem, though, was that it was a 2-hour stream, first off. Second, you had people lie about me. You had people lie about things that were said, mainly the predator angle, that really, like, irks me. So, why would you lie about something like that? That's a pretty serious allegation to make. And first off, the big issue with this whole Me Too movement, I just have to say, you know, why not file a police report? You know, if you're gonna go the whole 9 yards to go out onto Twitter, to go out onto YouTube and tell your story, you don't just tell your story and that's it. You tell your story and you file a police report. You need to follow up with what you've said, because if you damage that person's reputation and by some off chance what you did was wrong, you could be countersued. So I could countersue those people. They want to die on the hill they stand on, that's fine. But I wouldn't want to pass out on that hill on something that, you know, isn't true. That wouldn't make any sense. So, also, there's a fine line between harassment and criticism. You know, mocking someone's voice because they're gay and they have a high-pitched voice, that's pretty much harassment. Now, criticism is like, hey, this guy has a very high-pitched voice, it's very... I'm trying to think of the best way to do it without being on the harassing side. This guy's voice is very high. He should try to talk slower and try to pronounce words so that he doesn't sound so high, because it can be very distracting. That's fine. That's a valid criticism. To attack people, that's harassment. You know, you don't want to like someone. I also have to get out a second rumor that I think people are perpetuating. First off, someone is catfishing me online, and they're still doing it. They're putting my face on. They're putting like a really awkward face I made during one of my live streams, and you know, who doesn't make sadly awkward faces when they don't realize it? Hell, I probably made an awkward face right now, and I didn't even realize it. But they made it. I made it some awkward face. They took that face and they splashed it on their Twitter, and they were like, "This is who I am, and I'm this guy, and yeah, I'm attacking him." And it's like, I never said that about him. And what really sucks is, like, I have to, like, friends of mine are like, "Did you say this about Etika?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't say that at all about him." It's like, why are people assuming I said this stuff about Etika when I never said that stuff about him? This is the main reason why I have to make this video, is because I don't want people to harass anymore. I don't want people to harass people like Etika. I don't want people to harass me. I don't want people to harass, period. So that goes for everyone. No one should be harassed. No one should have to be attacked or bullied or harassed, no matter what. And this kind of goes into the whole Me Too movement a bit too. Look, I'm not saying if someone gets exposed that they shouldn't get called out on. But if they get exposed, do not just jump the gun and just point the finger at that person and being like, everything you did was wrong. Well, how do you know? That person came forward, but yet, you know, unless they had comprehensive proof and they showed everything and they went to the police, maybe then I could say you might be okay. But even still, you don't want to go to that person's their person's Twitter feed or Facebook or YouTube and you want to start pointing the finger on them. That's not right. So even if what they did was wrong, technically speaking, now if they're a politician figure, I think that might be an exemption on the more harsher criticism, but that's different. You're not talking about someone who's on that political seat, you know? Those people understand when they take that step of power that people are going to be critical of them. You know, when someone goes on a camera, like me, like doing it right now, they might not know that they're going to get attacked or harassed or berated. You know, you put yourself out in the world and you don't know what you're going to get. Granted, like, you should expect that some people are not going to be nice to you. You should expect that some people might be nasty or mean. But at the same time, you should expect people to be respectful and dignified. But the problem is that with the internet going around, people can just pretend who they want to be. And they don't have to be who they are. And they can live in the sea of anonymity. And they can just go forward and being like, well, I'm actually this guy, but I'm saying words about this guy. So this guy over here that I'm speaking about. So for example, oh, I'm going to pretend to be this guy. and I'm going to say nasty things about Etika, so that way everyone thinks that this guy said nasty stuff about Etika, when he didn't even say anything nasty at all. And I'm like, why didn't anyone ask? Like, there were some people that did genuinely ask me, and I told them straight up. They don't want to believe me, that's fine, that's their problem. I mean, I can repeat it a million times in this video. No, I did not want him to pass away. No, I did not want him to go out the way. Yes, I wanted him to get help. I can't stress that enough how many times, regardless the situation. Do I understand that even making this video, I'm putting myself at risk? Absolutely. But, you know, here's the big thing. I would rather put myself at risk and say the words that I have to say than not saying anything. You know, I could have just basically let his thing pass away, not say anything on it, and I kind of would have felt wrong about that. Do I understand that his fan base are going to come attack me? Oh yeah, his fan base, I have to say this is a big problem. Fan bases are toxic entirely, and, you know, Etika's fan base was really toxic. I mean, not just toxic to me, but toxic to him. And that's the big problem. And I just, big brain moment, is that you don't realize that what you say impacts or in some ways does what he is going to do. Yes, I understand that technically speaking in a way, he was already destined to do what he was going to do. But you don't understand that by saying, oh, hey, I'd love to see you do this on this day. Well, you know what? He has a fragile psyche. And you can't just say that to someone because you don't know how they're going to take it. You don't know how they're going to go forward with that. You have no idea. So, I mean, I have no idea how long this video is going to last, but I can't get that point across enough. I can't get the point across enough that you should be respectful to people. You shouldn't just make jokes about someone. And, you know, I get it. I get that his whole shtick was very over the top and ridiculous and the way it was. But I think even then, when I saw the breakdowns, I was just like, it did not look good to me. And it not only did not look good, because even when people were saying it was an act, it's not something you want to put out into the world because some people are very judgmental, and if you put yourself out in the world in that way and you get judged for it, it could have some long-lasting repercussions. Granted, I feel like, you know, you could get away with it for being a YouTuber, but, you know, what if he stepped off of YouTube, and what if he tried to move to something else? People will be like, nah, I don't know, man, you had that breakdown years ago. People are very judgmental, and some people are very real. They're like, oh, I saw you had that, and I'm so sorry you went through that, so let's talk about it, and let's be real with that. But some people will be like, no, I don't want to deal with that person. And there are people like that, unfortunately, and that's definitely a big takeaway, is if you have those breakdowns on a social media platform, people will take that as, you know, a sign of weakness, unfortunately, and they won't try to see it for you being as a real person. And it's sad because, you know, people are real. People go out there every day. Even if you look at someone and they're a bad actor and you don't like them, and you don't like how they talk, and you don't like how they present themselves, and you don't like their voice, and I just want to make fun of their voice because it's so funny, even though I know I have to pay him back for the Paris trip. You know who we're talking about. But you get what I'm saying. And yes, I have to go back to that live stream briefly. You know, accusing someone of something that serious affects my mental health. I just want to go on for the record. Now, if those kids felt like what they said were true, they are totally in their right to file a police report. However, I'm coming forward saying I never did anything wrong. I never approached them in that angle that they said that they did. They're just desperate because of what so-and-so told them. Not Etika, but the guy below Etika who did that. And I can't stress that enough, because that guy who below Etika, yeah, he's trash. Because you want to know something? Someone like that was friends with Etika, wouldn't have played off his mental health. They wouldn't have said, oh, I didn't know he was going through that. The signs were there. You know, if I was Etika's friend, I would have been like, dude, you need to calm down. You need to take a step back. You need to look at what you're doing. And I know it's hard, but no. Let's get the the race card. Let's get that stuff out of the way. No, you have a problem with your mental health, and you need to address it seriously. You can't facade it. You can't do it. And that's the thing that kind of killed me a bit when I saw Etika's friend, which you already know who that was, doing that stuff. I was just like, what the hell? And I think it killed me even more that he made several videos on it. It's like, if you want to point the finger to someone, I'm sorry, I have to say this in this video. If you want to point the finger to someone who exploited his situation right freaking there, that guy. And yeah, I know, it was you, Triforce. You're the one that exploited him. I'm sorry I even have to say his name, but he was the one that exploited Etika. I can't even believe that I have to even say this in my own video. But yeah, the fact that he played race card, the fact that he didn't address it, and then at the end he's like, oh, I didn't know he was really going. Yeah, you fucking knew. You knew what was going on. You knew. No excuses. That is inexcusable. I can't even believe someone would do that. And then, oh, I'm sorry I even have to even say this too, but the fact that he takes Etika and uses Etika as a freaking shield to attack other people, like freaking Philly Beats You, that was disgusting. Yeah, I think I got my point on that out of the way. I mean, the fact that I'm covering it, and I got harassed in Etika's video, that should tell you something right there. That should tell you fight the real enemy, you know? I'm sorry, but you know what? It is Mental Health Day. So, you know what? How about instead of fighting the enemy, you kill them with kindness? How about that? You know? Be nice to people. Tell people that they should be respectful. And instead of being nasty and saying you don't want to see them anymore, just being like, oh, your content's wonderful and it's great. You know, take a page out of Selena Gomez's song. Just, you know, put down your guns, put down your swords, and use your words. Because you'd be surprised that your words are stronger than using force. So, anyway guys, I think that's pretty much it. So, takeaway of the video, don't harass people. You can criticize, but don't attack them on their physical features or their voice, specifically because you think their voice is funny, or that their organs are pushed back, because that's not funny. And don't make homophobic or prejudiced jokes of any kind. Doesn't matter what your background is. Don't make fun of someone, and it doesn't excuse you to make a homophobic joke if you're black, or to make a black joke if you're gay. It doesn't accept it either way. It's not acceptable. Do not do that. And lastly, especially to the Me Too movement, if you're going to come forward, I don't care who you are, go file a police report. If you are going to pass away on that hill you're willing to stand on, you must do that. And if you're like, I don't know, well then you don't do it. Because then you're obviously telling yourself that what you're doing is in the wrong. So that's basically what I want to say. And please stop harassing me. Please stop attacking me. Please stop attacking other people. And yeah, take a mental health day, people. Happy Mental Health Day. Take it as a lesson to treat others with more respect, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know that they're going through a hard time. And yeah, that's all I can say. So please stop reposting that live stream. I can't tell you enough. Every time I have to see it, it's just like it kills me, because I have to see the lies that were said in that stream. So, I mean, I guess that's part also the reason why I had to come forward. And I also wanted to clear up the rumors about Etika, because I do think that he should have gotten help. I think that he was deeply, deeply in a bad situation. And personally, I don't think some of the friends that were his friends were not the ones that really should have helped. And it's sad, because I see it, and it killed me a bit. I was just like, I can't believe he was going through that. So, anyway guys, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I do ask once again to leave the harassment down to a 0, but I know the fan bases are toxic, so I'm just going to be there to remove those comments and block those people, because that's all I can do at this point. But I would like to see people actually see me step forward and being like, I can't believe that he actually said that about that person in a respectful way, and that he actually did respect that person, because I do respect people. Even for my own enemies, I respect people, unless I have to call them out. That's the only exception in the rule. And I did have to call out so-and-so because of how he treated Etika, because it was terrible, and I had to do it. So, anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're going through. I just hope that everyone feels better, especially this year. Like, seriously, screw 2020. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.